One of the reasons why I like Sukuna so much in the story of JJK is because he doesn't limit himself to his own creativity. I basically mean that he's the pioneer of creativity in JJK. Like we as people, we often limit ourselves by our own creativity way too much. And I often see it on my TikTok and on my YouTube. Like we tend to think that, oh, if it wasn't in the book, if it wasn't in the manga, if it wasn't in the movie, if it wasn't in the show, then it can't happen. That's not the case. For example, if you give Sukuna or Gojo a pen and a paper and ask them to write you a sentence, but then you never see them write it, the manga doesn't ever show them writing the sentence, would you think to yourself that they could not write the sentence and or they did not? No, right? That's idiotic. You would never think that Gojo or Sukuna are not capable of writing a sentence. Wouldn't that same logic apply to cursed techniques, cursed abilities, cursed energy manipulation, all of that? And in other animes as well, like Naruto, I don't know, Fire Force, whatever, right? But back to JJK real quick. Would you not think that, hey, just because I did not see them write a sentence does not mean that they cannot write a sentence? So let's get out of our heads and let's stop thinking for a second that, oh, if I did not see in the manga, it 100% cannot happen. We have to use our own creativity. We have to think for ourselves. We have to think, okay, this is the power system we were given. This is the left and right limits of said power system. With that knowledge, could this be achieved? Just because the mangaka of the story did not do this, which I would have loved it if he did it, but since he didn't do it, could it still be achieved? Because there's going to be a lot of animes with all these short mangas now because JJK was so popular, because Demon Slayer is so popular, because these animes are so popular and they're not breaking 300 chapters. We're going to see a lot more of that, which means stories are going to be a lot shorter and power systems aren't going to be fleshed out the way that Bleach's power system is, the way that Naruto's power system is, the way that Key in Dragon Ball is. So with that being said, real quick, I'll give you an example. Domain amplification. Could it stop the sure hit effect in a domain expansion? My answer is yes. Why? Simple. Because domain amplification covers your body in a coding of your own domain expansion. So you're not doing a domain on domain clash, no. With your domain covering your body, you do not imbue it with a curse technique. Rather, it absorbs the curse technique of your opponent that you're being hit with. So if you're in the domain expansion and they have a sure hit effect, in theory, you would absorb their curse technique. It all depends on the output of the technique. You could still incur damage. It's not perfect, but in theory, it would stop you from getting killed inside somebody's domain expansion.